Okay, welcome everybody. So, yeah, I don't have a particular theme this evening that's come through. Nobody's contacted me, and nothing's coming through except this like spring energy, which I don't know what it's like in the UK. Nikki said it is quite warm, but really here I'm just feeling it, and everybody seems to be suddenly having lots of creativity and doing things and whatever that is for them out here. So it's that lovely energy after the winter of life starting to bubble up again. So I thought we could just call that in this evening. But I've just had a very, very hectic evening. A friend dropped in just before the class, and long story, I couldn't really, it was hard to ask her to leave. So I'm feeling a little bit like, let's start very grounded and then maybe bubble up from there because I need a bit of that. So let's start lying down on the floor on our backs, which is the best way to land and arrive in ground. And choose your favorite position for this. There's no right or wrong here, just maybe knees bent, maybe Shavasana, the corpse, or even Baddha Konasana if you're ready for that already with the soles of the feet together, knees wide. You also use any supports underneath you, underneath the legs, the spine. Just kind of a freestyle landing posture, but on the floor, and just allowing ourselves, giving ourselves space to arrive. So many of us have busy lives, we're rushing around, and we gift ourselves this precious time, this space to slow down, to be with ourselves, to connect to ourselves through all the different layers and roles we play in our life, just connecting deeper to who we truly are beneath all of that, our authentic self. Just having that sense of drawing your awareness inwards rather than it being drawn outwards by all the demands that your life, the world places on you, other people, your job. Just letting that go, turning your gaze inwards, your focus, your attention, feeling your body lying on the floor, connecting with the floor, any props you're using. Just feel that connection. Really be in your body. See how much of your body you can hold in your awareness simultaneously. Can you be aware of your toes and the crown of your head and your fingertips at the same time? For example, can you be aware of the back of your body and the front of your body at the same time? Just letting your awareness expand to spread through as much of your body as it will spread to. And then including in your awareness your breath, the breath moving the body. As you turn your awareness to your breath, give your breath space to expand, to become fuller, longer. And then just to encourage this kind of slower start to the class, I'm just going to do a single nostril breath, but only through the left nostril. This is our yin side, feminine side of stillness, of being. So when you're ready, just use your right thumb, or any finger really, but thumb is comfortable for me, to press the right nostril. And we're just going to simply take some slow, deep breaths in and out through the left nostril. So just keeping the right thumb on the right nostril, sealing it closed, and just breathing slow, deep breaths in and out through the left side. And if it's possible, see if you can keep the inhales and the exhales regulated. So same count for the inhale and the exhale. And you're welcome to do that yourself, or we can synchronize the breath and you can follow my count for a few more rounds. So if you want to follow my count, take a deep breath in now. And exhale. We'll do 5 rounds. Inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more. Inhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release the right hand. Just breathe through both nostrils, a few slow, deep, conscious breaths. Notice any shift, maybe a sense of slightly easier relaxation, deeper relaxation from stimulating the left side. And then when you're ready, as if you're waking from a deep slumber, like a seed after the winter, just take a big stretch, just like you do in the morning, that intuitive stretching it out. It has a name, it's called pandiculation. All animals do it, all mammals do it. And it's like we know how the fascia wants to move to stretch it open. So maybe it involves stretching through one side and then the other. Just kind of stretch how you want to stretch here. And then as you exhale, draw the right knee into the chest and hold it there as you push out through the left heel. All of the back is pinching. Draw that left foot in, have the knee bent. And take some deep breaths. So we're kind of harnessing springtime energy this evening. So spring is a really good time to detox, like that spring clean, the spring cleanse. So we'll have a little look at using our practice to find that detoxification. Yoga has lots of tools to help us detox. And then inhale, stretch it out, take the arms overhead, stretch the right heel forward. Exhale, bring the left knee in, hold it in as you push out through the right heel or slide the foot in, bend the knee. So deep breaths, breathing deep breaths is a great way to recycle old energy, to cleanse, bring new oxygen, fresh oxygen in. So it's really kind of filling the lungs with new breath, new air. And then again, inhale, extend. We're going to repeat, but take it into a twist. So exhale, bring the right knee in. Just give it a little squeeze again for a moment. Maybe just turning the knee in circles to start to open up the right hip joint. Letting yourself roll around on the sacrum with that. And then I'm coming back to the center. Release the right hand to the floor and use your left hand to gently draw the right knee over to the left. So we're warming up, so go steady here. You might want to rest the right foot on the left leg, or it might reach the floor, or maybe you've got a block or a bolster handy you can rest the right foot on. But just being very mindful, listening to your low back, coming into a gentle twist and then taking some deep breaths. Twists are great for detoxifying the body. And then connect with your core, drawing navel to spine, rolling back to the center. Extend the right leg up to the ceiling. And you can just interlace the hands around the back of the right thigh or maybe higher up the leg if available. Flex the foot and start to draw the toes towards the wall behind you. So you can obviously have a bend in the knee, but in a way, this is good to do as a active stretch. So you're pressing the thigh into the hands as you pull back on the thigh. There's a bit of a kind of push-pull going on. And we focus on trying to open the space at the back of the knee, even if that means taking the foot further forward away from the face. So obviously, if it's not available to open up the back of the knee fully, then keep that bend, but let that be your focus here rather than how close to the face you can get the foot. And then bend the knee, release. Slide the right heel forward. Again, that inhale, that lovely intuitive stretch of the arms overhead, and then exhale, draw the left knee into the chest. Take some circles with the left knee to get into the hip joint. Stirring the energy, awakening the energy in the hip. We're kind of wanting to move stagnant energy this evening and change direction. And then come back to the center and release the left hand. Use your right hand again to just gently draw the left knee over to the right, just really tuning into your lower back as you do this, letting the left foot rest on something ideally, whether that's the right leg or, as I say, a bolster or maybe the floor. But just keeping the knee bent for now. When you reach what feels like your edge in this posture, just breathe deep. Again, those detoxifying breaths. Ujjayi breath, if you know it, it's very detoxifying. The audible quality to the breath. Find your core, draw the lower belly in, roll back to the center, extend the left leg up to the ceiling, and again find that active stretching. So interlace the hands around the back of the leg, above or below the knee, and then it's like you're pushing the foot into you're pushing the leg into the hands as you pull with the hands. And again, flex the foot and focus on opening the space behind the left knee as much as we can here. Breathing deep. And then release. Just draw the right knee up to join the left knee this time, hugging knees into the chest. Just having a moment here, breathing into the lower back. And again, we're going to take it into a twist. Let it be gentle. We'll do both legs this time, stacking both knees. So just from here, just taking the arms out to the side and allowing the knees to come over to the right. You can keep looking up to the ceiling or look over your left shoulder. Again, ideally that lower leg, the right leg's resting on something, whether that's the floor or a bolster or a blanket or something. Maybe something between the thighs or resting the right hand on top of the left thigh. Let's take some deep breaths. Find your core, navel to spine, roll back to the center. Inhaling and then exhale, knees over to the left. Maybe looking out over the right shoulder. Support your legs as you need here. And then navel to spine, inhale, roll back to the center. We're going to come up to seated, so you might want to just roll to one side again to push yourself up or rock yourself up. Just come to a seated position, and we're going to have a go at a cleansing breath or simhasana, the lion posture. So this is really about what we do with our face. It's a deep detoxifying cleansing breath. So it's the one that looks completely ridiculous. So it's fine, you're on your own at home. It's where you stick your tongue out as far as possible and like as broad as possible, and you look up and you roar like a lion. So I'm going to just do it for all of you to show you. So and also your hands are like claws. It's like we want to be really active and dynamic with the hands. That's part of this posture. So you inhale upright, and as you exhale, it's like you tip forward, place your kind of lion pose. Sorry, my hands are off the screen, but they're very open and spreading and active. And then you do the, and we do that 3 times. Okay, so just in your own time or with me, taking a deep inhale, exhale, plant the hands and roar, tongue out, look up to your eyebrows, all the way out to the end of your exhale. And then inhale, coming up, exhale, roar, all the way out. One more time. Inhale up. This time you can turn your hands backwards if you wish and do it one more time. And inhale back up. Okay, so the key to that is going right to the end of the exhale so that we get that kind of sludgy air at the base of the lungs that doesn't always get the chance to come out. We're recycling, toning the lung, detoxifying the lungs. Okay, and then we're going to cross the ankles, and you can just have your hands around the knees. If this doesn't work for you, if you've got a knobbly spine, just meet us on hands and knees. But otherwise, we're going to round the spine, tuck the chin in, and roll back and forwards on the spine. So massaging the muscles that run up the spine. As you go back, you can kind of lift the ankles up so that when you come forward, the ankles coming back towards the buttocks gives you the momentum you need to come up. But try to have some core awareness so that you're not just kind of flinging yourself around madly here. There's a level of control, okay? And then some of you, next time you come up, you might just come all the way over your legs and into hands and knees. If that doesn't work for your knees, just bring yourself up and then move into tabletop your own way. Okay, so we're kind of invigorating. We're doing that awakening spring energy. So let's just awaken the spine with cat-cow. So inhaling into the cow, lifting the tailbone, belly dropping, and looking up like Simasana. We're looking up to the eyebrows again, and exhale, tailbone under, looking as far down on the tip of the nose as possible. So awaken and activate the eye muscles here. Move with your breath, that lovely cleansing, deep, conscious breath, Ujjayi breath, if we know it, constricting the muscles in the throat, the whisper muscles. And then at the end of your next exhale, release the hips onto the heels, keep the arms out stretched, drop the forehead, child's pose, but with the arms quite active. You can even come up on the fingertips and just open up around the shoulders a little bit more in the upper back. And then inhale back to tabletop. Let's take another twist. So we'll lean into the right hand. Inhale, raise your left hand and look up. Exhale, feed it through. We're going to do this 2 more times, just like this. So as you inhale, press through the right hand, take it up and look up, same as before. Exhale, feed it through. 1 more time. It's kind of like a weird press up. Inhale, take the left hand up. Exhale, feed it through, and this time stay. So bringing the side of the head to the floor, or use a block if the floor's not easily available. Hips stay over the knees. Keep your right hand where it is, or really nice again to open up the shoulder by stretching the right arm forward and coming onto the fingertips. I love how this opens my kind of lat muscles, latissimus dorsi and shoulder. Or if you prefer the twist, to develop the twist, then inhale, reach the right hand up. Exhale, reach it around and draw the right shoulder back. So remember, twists are really great detoxifying postures. But you might just also really enjoy that opening down the side body with the arm extended. Either way, deep breaths, belly drawing up to the spine, keep connected to your core. And then sliding, releasing the right hand back down if it's twisted, sliding it underneath your shoulder again. Inhale, press through the right hand and reach that left hand up 1 more time. And then exhale, release the left hand down. And go into the other side, leaning into the left hand. Inhale, reach the right hand up. Exhale, feed it through, but we're not staying yet. Inhale, taking it up. So the left hand is like your control here. Exhale, feeding it through. Palm faces up. Inhale, right hand coming up. Last time. Exhale, feed it through, and this time stay. Side of the head on the floor or block. Do whatever you did with the other hand on the other side, again on this side. So either extending that left arm forward up on the fingertips or wrapping it around to deepen the twist. And then if it's wrapped, bring that left hand back down. If it's slid forward, slide it back underneath the shoulder. Inhale, press through the left hand, raise the right hand, looking up. Exhale, releasing it down. Okay. And then from here, we're going to come down onto our bellies. So you can, if you wish, come through plank if you're feeling like you want to be strong. You've got that kind of energy bubbling up inside you. Otherwise, keep the knees down on the floor. But we're going to inhale and then exhale, slowly lower down. Whether you've got the knees on the floor or off the floor, come onto the belly. Have the hands underneath the shoulders and use the back muscles to lift up, not the hands. So we're not pressing through the hands. Shoulders drawing back towards the heels, neck is long, looking to the floor in front of you. And then exhale, lowering the head. Bring the hands to the side with the palms up. Inhale, lift everything up, the legs, the arms, the chest, the head, keep the neck long. Into Shalabhasana, the locust. Awakening the muscles on the back of the body. Exhale, release the hands down. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders again. Begin with that baby cobra, just using the back muscles, not the hands. And then you can stay here, or we can just press up a little bit higher, finding our edge, keeping the shoulders drawing down and the elbows drawing in. Maybe the elbows stay bent. Maybe they come towards straight. Maybe if you're ready, if you're up for this, you tuck the toes, roll onto the top of the feet and come into Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, the upward dog. So in upward dog, the knees and the thighs are off the floor. The chest is moving forward between the upper arms, the arms are vertical. Okay, so we could be in anything from baby cobra to a full upward dog here. Your choice. And then you can either bring the knees back down, or if you're in upward dog, you could challenge yourself to move from your core and roll over your feet back to downward dog. Find your way to downward dog with or without the knees. Looking back towards the feet, spreading the fingertips, spreading the toes. Breathing deep, and if you want to kind of awaken the feet, then just walk the heels up and down here. Stretching the back of the calves, ankles, and the feet fascia. And then dropping both heels down towards the floor. At the end of your exhale, look forward, walk or step, or even jump. Bring your feet towards your hands. Take the hands onto the shins and lift up. So some of you might want to bend the knees here. We're looking for almost a back bend. It's like we're drawing the shoulders back, looking forward, but we're not crunching the back of the neck. Keep the neck long, but find that sense of extension. It's like we're extending the spine from the pelvis. And then exhale, just pull the crown of the head towards the floor. Let the arms dangle or hold the opposite elbow, or take the toes, whatever version of standing forward fold you would like here. But just gently nod the head like we're shaking out stagnant energy, like a kind of salt shaker, just shaking it out into the earth. Maybe nodding, maybe shaking the head, or even just swaying the torso back and forth a little bit. Getting rid of the stagnant, the old energy after our long slumber over the winter. And then from here, taking the hands back to the floor, walk the feet together. So feet are together, bend the knees as low as you can, keep the hips as low as you can. As you inhale, raise the hands into Utkatasana, the chair. So my arms, you might have your arms more forward or up. Sorry, I'm off the screen. Drop the tailbone under, have some weight in the heels. Breathe deep. And then inhale, straighten the legs. And exhale, bring the hands to the sides. And if you're not already at the front of your mat, just come to the front of the mat. And we will flow. Okay, so we'll awaken the hips a little bit. We're kind of gradually moving through the body, and we'll focus especially on twists. Okay, so bringing the shoulders up to the ears, back and down into our full body integrated Tadasana, connecting to your breath. Ujjayi breath if you know it. Inhale, raising the hands, maybe a slight back bend, hips forward, fingertips back. Exhale, forward fold again, pouring out through the crown of the head, tension and stuck energy. Inhale, look up, find that back bend feeling. Exhale, step the right foot back and come to the low lunge. Use blocks under the hands if you wish, or on the ball of the back foot, left knee above ankle. Right hand underneath right shoulder, and inhale, raise the left hand up. And looking up, or if that's too much for your shoulder, left hand on left hip. Back leg is strong. Exhale, release the left hand down. Inhale, raise the right hand up, or right hand on right hip. Feeling that as a twist in the spine and awakening the hips. Exhale, release the right hand down. Just come onto the heel of the left foot and see if we can just straighten the front leg a little bit, bring the head towards the shin. Again, maybe using hands on blocks here. So left toes are lifted, and then planting the left foot down. Your choice, you can step to downward dog or child's pose, or if you're feeling that bubbling up energy yet, we can vinyasa, exhaling down, inhaling back bend of your choice, exhaling downward dog. Taking a couple of breaths. And at the end of your exhale, look forward, step or bring that right foot forward into the low lunge. Left leg is active, knee off the floor. Lean into the left hand and inhale, right hand lifts or right hand to hip. Keep strong in the back leg, squeezing the buttock. Exhale, release the right hand down. Inhale, raising the left hand or left hand to hip. Keep that back leg strong, the thigh active. Drawing the belly to the spine. Exhale, lowering the left hand down. And then again, come onto the heel of the right foot. If available, you might need to walk the hands back or use blocks. Drop the head towards the shin. Right toes are lifting. Awakening the back of the right leg. Bring the right foot down. Plant the hands. Inhale, step the left foot to join the right and look up and lengthen. Exhale, folding in. Press through the feet, inhale, raising the hands, looking up. Exhale, hands to the side. And again, inhale up. Exhale, fold. Dropping the crown of the head. Inhale, look up, extend through the spine. This time, exhale, left foot comes back. Lower the left knee down, but keep the left toes tucked under. Inhale, raising the right hands, coming into crescent moon lunge. Exhale straight into a twist. So it could be left hand or left elbow to the outside of right thigh. If it's the elbow, palms together. And we all look over that right shoulder. Drawing the lower belly to the spine. Inhale, reaching the hands up again. Exhale, release the hands down. And then come into the half splits. You can come onto the top of the left foot now. Again, we're coming onto the heel of the right foot. Toes to the ceiling, folding over the right shin. So similar kind of stretch away to the previous round, awakening the back of the right leg. And then planting the right foot down, hands either side of the foot, tuck the back toe under. Your choice, downward dog, child's pose, or right foot joins left at the plank or tabletop. Exhale, we lower down. Inhale, shoulders back, chest forward, looking up. Exhale, move from the core back to downward dog. Taking a couple of breaths. So we're kind of moving relatively swiftly through the flow to just allow that energy to bubble up within us. So when you're ready, left foot comes forward. Release the right knee down, keep the right toes tucked under. Inhale, raising the hands, and exhale straight into the twist. Either right hand to the outside of the left thigh, left arm reaches back, or elbow with the palms touching. Draw the lower belly in. Keep those hips kind of sinking forward and low, but with some integrity at our core. Inhale, raising the hands back into Anjaneyasana. Exhale, release the hands down, back into half Hamunasana, half splits. Keep the left heel where it is, raise the toes, toes to the shin, take the hips back and fold over that left shin. Again, we can keep that bend in the back knee, back of the left knee if we need. But we're working to open the back of the left knee as much as is possible for us this evening. And then replace the left foot down, plant the hands, tuck the back toe under. Inhale, right foot joins left, looking up, lengthening spine. Exhale, folding. Inhale, raising the hands. Exhale, hands to the side. Got 2 more rounds. Inhale, taking it up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look up, lengthen. Exhale, right foot back, come onto the ball of the foot and inhale up to high lunge. So this is always a bit of a tricky transition, but do what you can here. Left knee above ankle or behind. And again, we're pretty much going to come straight into a twist. So right hand to the outside of left thigh, or again, right elbow, palms touch. Looking over the left shoulder. If you need to bring that back knee down, then that's fine to come into a modified version of this. Draw the lower belly in, away from the left thigh towards the spine. Strong in the back leg. Inhale, opening up, high lunge. Exhale, taking the hands down and just again finding that coming onto the heel, toes lifting, folding over the front shin posture. The right heel's kind of pressing down, but it's probably not touching the floor. Blocks can be super handy for this. And then bring the sole of that left foot down, plant the hands, downward dog, child's pose, or plank. Exhaling, chaturanga. Inhaling, back bend. Exhale, try to move from the core as you roll back to downward dog. Take a couple of deep breaths here, filling the back with space, with oxygen as you fill those lungs. And then at the end of the exhale, look forward, step the right foot forward, and inhale all the way up, high lunge. Just a couple of breaths here, giving ourselves time to make that transition. And then when you kind of established high lunge, we're coming straight into our twist. So left hand to the outside of right thigh, or left elbow, palms together, look over the right shoulder. Keep the left leg active, keep the core engaged, belly to spine. Breathe as deep as you can. Inhale, open back into the high lunge. Exhale, taking the hands down, come onto the heel of the right foot, toes to the ceiling, press the left foot back and down, fold over that right shin. And then planting the right foot back down, hands either side of the foot, and inhale steps the left foot to the right, and we look up and lengthen the spine. And exhale, we fold in. Inhale, we raise the hands above the head. And exhale, hands to the side. And just take a moment. And then last time. Inhale, taking it up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look up, lengthen. Exhale, left foot back first this time. And we're going to see if we can come into the pigeon from here. So this transition might not work for you, but if you can, you kind of press through the hands and you lift that right foot and you place the right foot down towards the left side of the mat and the right knee behind the right wrist, and then we slide that left foot back, come onto the top of the left foot. Stack a block or a blanket or a cushion underneath that right hip if you need. If pigeon is not for you, just skip this one or quickly come onto your back and do thread the needle. Okay, but otherwise we're going to come forward and then take it into a twist. So taking those hands forward, if available, or stay upright, so into the reclining pigeon. If possible, we're flexing the right foot and we're pressing the top of the left foot down gently. And just take a few breaths here, maybe supporting the head in your hands or on the back of your hands or on the floor. And then we're going to turn this into a twist. So keep your right forearm parallel to the front of the mat and reach your left hand towards your left hip. Try not to lift the left hip. Try and press the left hip bone down as you reach the left hand back. This is twisting the spine. Lift out of that right arm. So try to have space between your right ear and shoulder. If this is not for you, skip this. Just stay untwisted. If some of you might reach that left hand all the way around and find your right thigh, drawing the left shoulder back. Try to roll the left hip bone back down to the floor. And then untwist, swap your forearms. Again, if this isn't for you, come out into downward dog or just stay in the center, but otherwise left forearm parallel to the front of the mat, right hand onto right hip, looking over your right shoulder. Again, trying to keep the hips level. We're just twisting in the spine. Some of you might wrap the hand all the way around and possibly, depending where your right foot is, you might find the toes or the foot with the right hand, sealing the bind. And then release, bring the hands forward, tuck the back toe under, come back to downward dog, take a moment in downward dog. If you wish, after a breath or so in downward dog, you can just insert a vinyasa, inhaling to the plank, exhaling down, inhaling up, exhaling back, optional. Otherwise, just pausing in downward dog to open the back of the knees. And then other side. So we come from, yes, we're bringing the left knee forward behind the left wrist, shin across the front of the body. Try to flex the left foot if you can. Don't worry if you can't. And then slide the right foot back as far as it will go, come on top, onto the top of the right foot. And then coming forward, walking the hands forward, supporting the head in the hands, or you're doing thread the needle on your back, the ankle on the thigh. Relax the jaw. So a lot of stagnant energy gets pulled and stored in the hips. So we're just really going into that hip area, opening it up. Use your breath. And then optional twist. If you know this isn't for you, stay down without twisting for as long as you can and then meet us in downward dog or child's pose. Otherwise, left forearm parallel to the front of the mat. Try not to raise the right side of the body. It's going to want to lift. Take the right hand towards the lower back or the right hip. Draw the right shoulder back, look towards the right. Keep rolling the right hip down. Maybe reaching all the way around and finding your left thigh. But again, it's like we want both hip bones to be pointing down, especially that right side. Lifting out of your left arm, space between the elbow and the ear. And then untwist, swap your forearms over. Right forearm parallel to the front of the mat, left hand onto left hip, or reach it all the way around, possibly finding your left foot. Some of you, only the spine is twisting. The lower body stays where it is. Activate the back leg, pressing down through the top of the right foot. Untwisting. Planting the hands, tucking the back toe under. Use your core as you transition back to downward dog. Take a nice strong downward dog here for a breath or so and either stay there or last time we vinyasa coming into the plank. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Exhaling back. And at the end of the exhale, look forward, walk or step or jump, feet to the hands. Inhale, extend the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Press through the feet. Inhale, raising the hands, reach and stretch, look up. And exhale, hands to the sides, back to our grounding Tadasana. Feel your feet connecting with the earth. Great. After all that movement, let's come to a balance. So we really try and ground that energy, but we're going to do a balance with a twist, literally. Okay, so we can either do this with the leg extended or with the knee bent. So we'll start bending on the left, balancing on the left leg. So firm that thigh, keep the left hip drawing in. And we can use the strength of the right hip flexor to lift the right knee first, as high as it will go, and just pause. And then bring the left hand to the hip and either use your right hand to draw that knee in on the front of the knee a bit further, or bring the right hand to the inside of the right foot and hook your first two fingers around the big toe and start to press the foot into the hand. Okay, this is stage one. Try not to lean forwards or back. Stage 2, we twist. So if you've got the foot extended, you're going to swap your hands. You're going to take your left hand forward, hold the outside of the right foot, the little toe edge, and reach the right hand back. If you've got the knee, you're going to swap the hands, left hand to the outside of the right knee, right hand back. Okay, so either extended or bent. If you feel stable, you start to turn and eventually look towards your back hand, optional. Keep connected to your core, draw the belly back to the spine. And then untwist, inhale back to the center, exhale, release. I love this twist. I find it especially if you get the bind, you can really like open. You can feel something really detoxifying opening in the body. Okay, so just exploring that. So other side, grounding through the foot, firm the thigh, keep the right hip joint in, use the strength of your left hip with the foot flex to lift that knee. And as you do so, feel the connection between the hip flexor and the deep core. Draw the lower belly in. And then right hand on hip, left hand to the front of the shin, drawing it in more, or left hand to the inside of the leg, hook the first two fingers around the big toe and start to extend that left leg. It might be that you get halfway and you bend. Pausing here for a moment, press through the right foot, extend up through the spine, and then the twist. Either with the leg extended, right hand to the little toe edge, left hand back, or right hand to the outside of the knee, left hand back. If our balance is good, we can start to look behind us, and this is where we might feel this opening through the left side, a spaciousness being created in the body, possibly. Inhale, turn to the front, exhale, release. And just move the hips around, move the ankles around, whatever you need to do here. Okay, so one of my favorite detoxifying twist standing postures, we'll come down to the floor after this, is Parivriti Trikonasana, the revolved triangle. So we will have a go at that. So from here, like with triangle, we don't have the feet too wide, and we turn the left foot in and the right foot all the way out. And this time we follow with the hips. You may need a block. Have your block to the inside of your right foot. Sorry, I should have said that already. Right hand on the lower back. Inhale, stretch up through the left side. Exhale, reach forward and then down to the floor or your block on any of its three heights. On the big toe side of the right foot, squeeze the inner thigh together and then start to twist towards the right leg, drawing the right shoulder back. And maybe if it's okay in our shoulder, we reach the right hand up. Keep drawing the belly in, away from the thigh towards the spine. Squeeze the inner thighs together, press through both feet, firm the thighs, press down through the left hand, reach through the right, and feel like you're stretching the crown of the head forward. Breathe. So much going on in this posture. Exhale, release the right hand down. Before we swap sides, just take that forward fold over that front shin. We've kind of been here before, but this time the sole of the right foot's on the floor. If you can't reach the floor here, take the hands onto the shin. So we're in Parsvottanasana, the pyramid pose. Again, awakening the back of that right leg. We're just going to challenge this energy by coming into warrior three. If you don't want to come into full warrior three, use a block, have it in front of your right foot. We're going to bend the right knee, bring the weight forwards, and at this point you either bring the hands onto the block in front of the foot, so the hands are underneath the face, lifting the foot, or we come into warrior three by lifting the hands either out to the sides or full posture in front of us with the palms facing each other. Drawing the belly in. And then inhale, coming up to Tadasana, left foot joins right. Well done. And other side. So step the right foot back. Again, it's not far. So we're coming into Parivriti Trikonasana just slightly differently this side, but we should end up in the same starting position. Have your block handy to the big toe side of your left foot if you're going to need it. Left hand on the lower back. Inhale, stretch up, feel the length through the right side, and then exhale, reach forward like you're trying to reach something just out of reach, and then keep that length as you take the hand down. You may or may not need the block. Taking it big toe sides. If you know the posture well, it could be on the foot or little toe side. And then squeeze the inner thighs together as you start to twist the torso towards the left, trying to keep the legs straight, and maybe raise the left hand. Draw the lower belly in. Press down through both feet, especially outer edge of the right foot and inner edge of the left foot. Looking up if available. Feel this space being created between the shoulder blades. Very detoxifying posture, challenging posture. Exhale, release the left hand down. And then we've just got a couple more postures here, framing the left foot with the hands, or hands on the shin. We squeeze the inner thighs towards each other and fold, dropping the head over that left shin for Parsvottanasana, trying to open the space behind the knees. And then we come into Warrior 3 or our modified version. So if you know the full posture too much, take your block quite far forward, and then we bend that left leg. We start to bring the weight forward so we can lift the back foot off the floor, maybe using our block. So the hands underneath the face, or hands out to the sides, or all the way forwards. Full Warrior 3 looks like a capital T shape. Palms face each other. Extend forward through the fingertips, extend back through the heel, belly lifting up to the spine, and then exhale back to Tadasana. Well done. Quite a strong posture, lots of fire in the hips. Let's come down to the floor. We'll squat our way down, my favorite transition, and then we'll do some seated twists. Okay, so taking your feet mat distance apart with the toes pointing out. Inhale, reaching the hands up. Exhale, starting to bend the knees go wide and come all the way down. If you can't come all the way down, hands or elbows on the thighs, and you just stay there. Otherwise, we're all the way down, palms together, pressing the inner thighs with the elbows lifting up through the spine. Don't worry if the heels are off the floor, it's fine. And just take some breaths. This is one of my favorite postures. Lifting up through the spine, feeling that chest open, moving forward. Okay, and then we'll sit ourselves down. Feel free to use your hands behind you to support, or you might just be able to use your core and curl that tailbone under and sit down with a semblance of control. And then we're going to come into some seated twists and play around with binding. So if you've got a yoga strap handy, could be useful. And the binds are optional, but binds are very detoxifying. It's like we deepen the twist and we start to get into the shoulders, we start to move stagnant energy. Okay, so first of all, we're just going to extend the left leg forward, and we're just going to slide the right knee in as close to the groin as possible. But make sure there's a little gap. So it's like the outer edge, your little toe edge of your foot is more or less flush with your outer hip, depending on the proportions of your body. Or another way of looking at it is that you've got like a handspan gap between your big toe edge and your left thigh. So there's a gap. I'm going to come into the Marichyasana sequence, which are eventually bound postures. Okay, so left hand out to the side as your prop. We're going to inhale and reach up through the right side, and exhale, we come forward and low, and it's like we're inside, the right arm's inside that right thigh, and it's like, again, we're trying to reach something that's just out of our reach. We're getting as low as we can, reaching as far forward. And then we'll know if the bind's available. We take the right hand out to the side, and if our elbow is free, we can kind of swing our arm back and forth. The elbow is free, we might be able to go for the bind. If the elbow is pressing into the shin or the inside of the shin, we're not going to be able to bind. So just for now, inhale, look up, and exhale, fold forward. And if your elbow is free, you can bend your elbow and press the top of the hand to the right side of the body. And if you feel stable, you can then lift the left hand and wrap it around you. And this is where we might bind. If you feel like you're stable, but you can't find your fingers, then you hold the strap in your right hand and you hold the other end, you hold the strap a bit further down the left hand. And over time, the hands move towards each other. And one day we get the bind. And then we fold forward. So we're either bound with the strap, or we just got the fingertips on the floor and we're folding forward, chin towards the knee. Couple more breaths.
Press down through the right foot. Try to keep the knee tracking forward, not out to the side. Left leg active. And then inhale, we look up, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, we come back and we swap sides. Okay, so it's quite strong on the hip as well. So really, if you need to skip this or modify in any way, you could always take Janu Shirshasana and just take a different posture here. Okay, other side, have your strap handy. Find the starting position. So we draw the heel as close back as possible, but we've got that handspan gap. There's a gap between the left foot and the thigh. Right hand is our stabilizer. We inhale, stretch up through the left side, kind of leaning to the right a little bit. And then it's like we're reaching forward, trying to reach that thing just outside our grasp. And then we get as low as possible at the same time. Then we take the left hand out to the side. Then we see, is that elbow free? Can I bend that left arm back, the top of the hand pressing into the side of the body? Do I feel stable enough to lift the right hand? And do I find the fingertips? If not, use the strap. If the elbow's not free, fingertips on the floor. Inhale, lengthen, and then exhale. We all can fold down, head towards the knee. So don't worry if your left buttock's off the floor. You can do this posture with both buttocks grounded, but it's very normal for that left buttock to lift a little bit, and it's okay. And then inhale, coming up. Exhale, release. So starting to move stagnant energy in the shoulders now. And just stretch the left leg out in front. We're going to swap sides again. So this is We're going to skip a couple of postures. We're going to come to Marichasana C. So it's the same thing. We're going to bring that right heel all the way back, but this time we don't need that gap. The foot can be close to the inner thigh. We're pressing out through the left foot. So Marichasana C is eventually a bound posture. So you have your strap handy. So your right hand is behind you as your stabilizer. Try to keep the right foot pressing down. Inhale, stretch up, get long through the left side, and exhale, twist from the navel to the right. And we bring the upper arm to above the knee. And again, we see, is our elbow free here? If the elbow is pressing on the thigh or behind the thigh, we're definitely not going to get the bind. But if the elbow is kind of in front of the thigh, eventually, it's a weird twist. We bend and we take the back of the hand around. And if we feel like we're not around the front of the shin, and if we're not going to fall over, we lift the right hand up, maybe find the bind behind us. And if we don't, again, it's the strap. This isn't for you. You could just forget about the bind, take the hand forward, look over your right shoulder, lifting up through the spine. Okay, so we shouldn't get hung up about binds. They're just, if they're there for us, they add in an extra detoxifying element to the posture, but they are by no means essential. Breathing deeply is the most important thing, as deeply as you can. And then inhale, turn to the front, release any bind you have, untwist gently, and swap sides. So you'll be able to see it better this side. I couldn't really see what my arms were doing, perhaps that side. So bringing the left heel all the way in. Remember, you don't need that gap now. The foot's close to the thigh. Left hand is your prop behind you. Inhale, stretch up. The key is to get length through the right side and then twist. And then we're kind of reaching that right arm forward so that we can get as much of the arm kind of in front or to the outside of the leg as possible. And then we either stay here, palm facing forward. But if that elbow is free, it's a bit of a weird one. We bend the elbow and we just feed that hand around the front of the shin. The palm's going to be facing out. And then we take the left hand up and maybe we find the Marichasana C bind, or we use the strap and we bind with the strap. Or we just forget about the bind. Press the elbow, the arm into the thigh, palm facing forward, lifting up through the spine. Right leg is alive. And then inhale, turn to the front. Exhale, release, untwist. And just take a moment. Okay. like to try a posture with you this evening that I haven't taught for a very long time. I haven't done for a very long time, but it's like we're awakening different parts of the body. And a part of the body that often, again, carries a lot of stagnant energy is our digestive area, digestive tract. So we're going to have a go at Maruasana. I've forgotten how to say it, it's been so long, which means the peacock. And it's a very strange posture, and it might not be for all of you. If it's clearly not going to be for you, the alternative to this is to use a block, something that gives quite solid feedback, and you're going to lie on the block with the block pressing into your belly. So the part of your belly, it's kind of above the hip bones and around the navel area. So it's really the soft part of your belly. And this is another way of doing what we're going to do with Maruasana. I can't say it. Okay, it's not supposed to feel comfortable. And then we try to, maybe we should all have a go at that first, to just give ourselves a moment to feel what it's like to have something quite hard pressing into our soft, vulnerable belly that we are used to guarding. That's why this posture is difficult, because we really probe into the belly. So if you're having a go with that, just try to soften the belly. So the block's just above the hip bones. It's right in that soft part, kind of between the rib cage and the hip bones. If you want to have a go at Mayurasana, it's only going to work if your wrists are able to do this that I'm doing now. Okay, so if you can't do this, you can't do Mayurasana. You're just going to do the block, have something hard, and just lie on it for a few breaths. Okay, which is going to do the same thing. If you're able to get your hands into this position, we extend the legs out behind a little bit, and then we bring the weight forward, and we're actually trying to bring the elbows, keep the elbows close in, and the elbows come into the soft belly just below the ribs, keeping the elbows in. We can stay here with the feet on the floor, the knees bent, and this is already starting to poke into the soft belly. Second stage, we lift the knees. Third stage, we bring the weight a little bit further forward, and we see maybe one leg lifts, maybe the other, maybe, haven't done this for a long time, maybe both legs lift for maybe a second. It's the weird posture. If it's not for you, it's very strong on the wrist. You have to have open wrists. Remember, you're lying on your block. It's just there for those that want to have a little go. It's a difficult posture, an advanced posture, probably. So don't get hung up when we do these slightly more crazy things. Just have a go, move on. Great, okay. So when we've had a little go, hopefully we all feel like we've got some kind of stimulation feeling in the belly. That's what we're looking for. Okay? There's a wisdom behind all these things that we do in yoga. So just come to a kneeling position for a moment and just soften the belly. Just let the belly recover from that. It was probably a bit of a shock for the system. So just let everything settle. And we're going to move from that kind of stimulation into opening this area. It's still with the belly area. So we're going to move into some back bends on our knees. And you go as far as you want with this. So first of all, baby camel, which is a posture I love. So we take the hands behind us with the fingers pointing forward. Knees try to stay together or close towards each other. And then we lift the hips. And you can keep the chin in, you can drop the head all the way back, but it's not camel, it's baby camel, it's different. But try to keep the thighs kind of rolling in towards each other. Press through the arms, lift the space behind the heart. It's a strong stretch on the front of the shoulders and the chest. If the neck feels uncomfortable, you keep the chin in. And exhale, lower. So this is a great one to do if camel's not available to you. It's much less compressed in the lower back, but you still get this big opening in the upper chest. Okay, so now you can repeat that, or we come up to high kneel. Knees, just a little gap between the knees, so pretty much hip distance apart of the knees. We're going to do a couple of variations. You can repeat what we just did, or hands now come to the hips, thumbs either side of the sacrum. Roll the shoulders back And this doesn't need to be a big move at all. We kind of drop the tailbone. So we're not overarching the low back. We're dropping the tailbone, using our thumbs to press the hips forward. And then it's like we extend away. So we're trying to not just collapse in the low back. We're pressing the hips forward. And it's like an extension of the spine away from that. Keeping the elbows drawing together behind you, shoulders rolling back. And then with this extension, we then lift the space behind the heart. So upper back, and we breathe. It's as simple as that. We're not trying to come into a deep back bend. We're extending through the spine, taking the breath as high up into the chest as possible. And then to come out, we inhale, come up, and exhale. Just release the hands for a moment. I hope you can feel this difference in Uttanasana. We're really kind of compressing the low back. This is actually about opening the low back. So if I can, I try to show this because it's a really key thing. Often we stick the bum out, overarch the low back. We're doing the opposite. We're dropping it, pressing the hips forward, and then kind of watch what happens. It's a extension. It's like we're trying to increase the space between the ribs and the hip bone. That's what's literally lengthening. So hips forward, and then this length. So it's not about depth of back bend. So just have another go. Feeling like you're opening, increasing the space between your hip bone and your ribs, whilst the tailbone's tucking under. So it's not, you shouldn't look like much is happening in terms of the back bend. Keeping the shoulders back, elbows in, and then feel like you're lifting the space behind the heart. Really nice. I can see some beautiful, I don't know what this is, camel preparations. And then when you come up to neutral again and release. So it might seem like not much is happening, but it's super good. It's super important because if we do want to go into some back bend, deeper back bends, we've got to have this extension first to come into this like as even arch as possible. Otherwise, we dump into the low back. So really nice. So if you've had enough, just kneel down. If you want one more go, you could do the prep again. You could do baby camel, or you could try to integrate this idea into the full camel. Modified full camel, we tuck the toes under because it's less far to go. Full camel, we're on the tops of the feet, but it's the same principle. So, and you don't have the hands on the hips this time, but it's the same principle. Just let the arms dangle, the tailbone dropping, press down through the tops of the ankles, the shins, the knees, and then feel that same sense, like hips moving forward. And then there's this lift, this extension. Abdominals then have to work as we go back and find the feet with the hands. So hands find heels, toes can be tucked under. Once we've got the heels made contact, we can then press down through the hands to lift again, that extension feeling, space between hip bones and ribs, hips moving forward, space behind the heart lifting. Maybe we drop the head back. So we want to feel as spacious as we can in this kind of unspacious posture, but we can create a feeling of space with this awareness. And when you're ready to come out, lead with the hips. So inhale, we push the hips forward and keep that sense of extension as you then bring the head forward to finish and come down to kneel. Okay, so there's a real art to back bending with spaciousness, and the preparation postures are, we could just do so many of them. It's so good for us. And then just pause with the hands on the knees. Try to find a neutral spine. So often again in this posture, we overarch, we kind of lordosis the back. So we want to drop that tailbone to give the spine a chance to come back to its neutral shape. And by doing that, you should feel your core engage. And just allow things to resettle into neutral curves. I'm going to do the gentlest of twists. Just twist to the right, just let the left hand come onto the right knee, right hand behind you. It may or may not touch the floor. Keep the navel drawing back to the spine so we feel the support, this fleshy corset wrapping around the spine. Moving deep. Inhale, coming back to the center. Exhale, just an easy twist to the left, just looking towards the left, right hand on left thigh. We're still dropping the tailbone, we're drawing the navel in. Feel the spine being gently squeezed by your deepest core muscles all the way around. Breathe deep. Inhale back to the center. Just let the hips drop down to the side. We're going to take a forward fold as a counter posture, but with the legs wide so that we can just kind of awaken the stagnant energy in the inner thighs as well. So taking the legs wide, toes pointing up to the ceiling. If available, you might just need to support yourself with your hands, but if available, inhale, stretch up. So it's like we're pressing down through the back of the legs, the heels, the sit bones, and rebounding that energy up through the fingertips. And then exhale, bring the hands down in front and find your edge. Walking the hands forward. Feeling an openness being created in the lower back after the back bend, but also obviously awakening the inner thighs. Take some nice deep breaths. Couple more deep breaths. Again, just those cleansing breaths, filling the lungs, filling the lower back out with your inhale. And at the end of your next exhale, walking the hands back in, hands behind the knees, bring the legs together, and we're going to come forward again. You might want to do this with the knees bent. It's like a different, kind of like a different posture. You can just do classic Paschimottanasana here, or slide the heels in and really feel that connection between the ribs and the thighs as we just kind of take our hands towards the feet and drop the head. So it just means you get more into the lower back as a counter for the compression that we just had. And it might be that you start in this kind of modified Paschimottanasana, and then after a few breaths, maybe you start to slide the heels forward, but trying to keep the contact between the ribs and the thighs for as long as possible, maybe all the way for some of you. But it's quite a nice way to go into it when you've just done a deep breath in. So just developing this to as far as you wish. Taking some breaths into the back, into the lower back, feeling that space open up again. And then inhale, coming up, bending the knees, hands forward, exhale, lower down, placing the vertebra one by one, pressing the belly back towards the spine as you do this, like a kind of reverse curl, ending up on the ab. And then we're going to take happy baby. So taking the feet up. This is our inversion this evening. Taking the sides of the feet or the ankles or the backs of the knees wide, knees towards the armpits. So we've kind of let the energy bubble up for us, and now we're just grounding it back down again. Slowing the breath down. And then we'll just finish with one more twist. So just bringing the knees, bringing the feet up towards the ceiling and the arms up towards the ceiling. We're going to cross the right thigh in front of the left and bend the knees. You may hook the right foot behind the left calf, and then the left arm wraps in front of the right, and we just drop the hands and hold the opposite shoulder, or possibly Garudasana arms. And then we're just going to take the left foot to the floor. Hang on, let me get this right. Press down, slide the hips over to the right a little bit. Oh no, hang on, sorry. No, first of all, if we've got the arms wrapped as well, we can't twist. So we just pause here for a moment, unwrap the arms, take the left foot down, hips over to the right, and allow the knees to come over to the left. I got myself in a knot there. Got myself in a twist, literally. And then the left hand's on the right thigh, and we're looking over the right shoulder. If this does not work for you, does not feel good, then just repeat that double leg stacked twist that we did at the start. Right thigh on top of left, knees to the left. And then navel to spine as we roll back to the center. Unwrap the legs, bring the hips to the center. Centrally align yourself. Take the feet up to the ceiling, take the arms up to the ceiling. Left thigh crosses on top of right. Bend the knees, maybe hooking left foot around right calf for some of you. Right arm in front of left. Either drop and hold your opposite shoulder, or for a moment wrap into Garudasana, pressing the hands away from the face. So we can just stay here for a breath or so. And it's as though we're keeping the back on the floor, but it's as though the elbows and the knees want to move towards each other. Hands pressing away from the face. Then we release the arms. We bring the right foot to the floor. Scoot the hips to the left a little bit and allow the knees to come over to the right. Take right hand to left thigh, look over left shoulder. If it's too much in your hips and lower back, then again, just unravel the legs and a straightforward double knee stacked twist. Left thigh on top of right. Slow the breath right down. And then bring your navel to your spine, bring yourself back to the center, unravel your legs, press down through the feet, come back to central alignment. Just lift both knees up to the chest, give yourself a hug. Breathe into the belly, the lower back. Maybe just to finish, lift the head up to the knees and just make yourself a tight little ball. And then when you're ready, drop yourself into Shavasana. So just let the feet flop out slightly wider than the hips. Arms away from the sides, palms up. We're probably going to run over a couple of minutes. I'm sorry, we've only got 2 minutes of Shavasana, which doesn't feel enough for me. So if you absolutely have to finish at 1:15, I'll let you know. But otherwise, we're going to just stay for a bit longer than 2 minutes, just to give ourselves time to integrate all that. So a lot of strong work this evening. So just coming to that stillness, that groundedness again that we started with, connecting with the earth. Just kind of feeling your whole being, that who you are on the other side of this practice. You know, we are recycling energy, recycling cells, recycling oxygen all the time. And we've just done a very detoxifying, cleansing class. We've moved a lot of stuck energy. So we are different on the other side of it. Noticing how you feel in your body, in your mind. And just letting go of any focus. Just drop into Shavasana. Total relaxation. If anybody does have to go at 1:15, it's 1:15 now. Otherwise, just stay where you are.
And just you're finishing with me. Start to deepen the breath. Start to bring movement back to the body. Any intuitive stretches. And just gradually in your own time, returning to seated. And just bring your palms together once you're seated. Just acknowledging your practice this evening, acknowledging your act of self-care, your choice of self-care, nourishment, connection this evening. And gratitude, honoring. And just taking this springtime energy, feeling with you into the rest of your evening, maybe. Open the eyes. Thank you for practicing this evening with me. Namaste.
Thanks, Becky. That was lovely.
Oh, you're welcome, Kaz.